What's going on, vibers? It's your boy J.S. Vaughn. And guess what, y'all? We back with another one, y'all. Today's track is on freaking Fire in the Booth and whatnot. And it's your boy freaking Lowkey, you know what I mean? Part 2. Let's jump into it, fam. Let's go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah, fire in the booth. Much anticipated part 2. Hold tight, suspense. Listen, if they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep.
I like that, man. That's some positive. If they don't let them dream, then we won't let them sleep. You know what I mean? That's positive and militant at the same time and shit. You know what I mean? I like that energy. Let's go. I'll rewind a little bit.
Listen, if they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Listen, it's the zeitgeist, Zapatista, Zoroastrians, and it's zinc in the zebra. Zigzagging zealots, zilch to zombies and Zionists. He sent in his zodiac, fire in the booth. It's the Rostri and the zonies that yapping like Yokozuna and Yemen, YouTube and yoga, Yokozuna and Yoville, yodeling in your robe, yelling you're the yardstick of yesteryear, like your bow with a yearning. I'm yawning, this is like a yet.
Yo, I'm trying to figure out what he's doing here, yo. He's doing something that I'm not catching up on yet, yo. And it's freaking aggravating me that I'm not catching on it and shit. But like, yo, the minute I catch up on it, man, I'm gonna tell y'all. But like right now, I'm like in La La Land trying to figure out what the fuck he doing. I hate when that shit happens. Let's go, man.
That yapping like Yokozuna and Yemen, YouTube and yoga, Yokozuna and Yoville, yodeling in your robe.
Is he spitting backwards and shit, yo? Nah, let's go, man.
Zionists, he sent in his zodiac, fire in the booth. It's the Rostri and the zonies that yapping like Yokozuna and Yemen, YouTube and yoga, Yokozuna and Yoville, yodeling in your robe, yelling you're the yardstick of yesteryear, like your bow with a yearning. I'm yawning, this is like a Yeti versus Yoda. I'm an X-ray,
This is like Yeti versus Yoda. Okay, yeah, you kind of fucking me up on that level, but like, yeah, let's go. I think he's freaking spitting backwards because I'm hearing the YouTube and I'm hearing words and whatnot, but the way that he's spitting it, you know what I mean? Hold up, one more time, man.
YouTube and yoga, Yokozuna and yoga.
See, it's like YouTube and yoga and YouTube. Let me rewind a little bit further. I want to get something.
If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Listen, it's the zeitgeist, Zapatista, Zoroastrians, and it's zinc in the zebra. Zigzagging zealots, zilch to zombies and Zion.
Zigzagging zealous, zigzagging zealous zigzagging. Nah, I don't give up. Let me go. I'm not gonna freaking figure.
It's he sent in his zodiac, fire in the booth. It's the Rostri and the zonies that yapping like Yokozuna and Yemen, YouTube and yoga, Yokozuna and Yoville, yodeling in your robe, yelling you're the yardstick of yesteryear, like your bow with a yearning. I'm yawning, this is like a Yeti versus Yoda. I'm an X-ray, your Xerox, I'm Xavier to the X-Men, Eximus, like your Xanax to an extent. A wonderful world is waiting.
Light and Xanax. Yo, man, I feel dumb right now, yo. I feel real fucking dumb right now. Let's go.
Zebra, zigzagging zealots, zilch to zombies and Zionists. He sent in his zodiac, fire in the booth. It's the Rostri and the zonies that yapping like Yokozuna and Yemen, YouTube and yoga, Yokozuna and Yoville, yodeling in your robe, yelling you're the yardstick of yesteryear, like your bow with a yearning. I'm yawning, this is like a Yeti versus Yoda. I'm an X-ray, your Xerox, I'm Xavier to the X-Men,
I heard that. I'm a savior to the X-Men. I heard that.
like your Xanax to an extent. A wonderful world is waiting while weapons wage war. We're weeping, who's winning?
A wonderful world is waiting while we weeping. And he got like this
Yearning, I'm yawning, this is like a Yeti versus Yoda. I'm an X-ray, your Xerox, I'm Xavier to the X-Men. Eximus, like your Xanax to an extent. A wonderful world is waiting, while weapons wage war, we're weeping. Who's winning? We wish them well, while wicked wizard webs are weaving. They rip us till we're wheezing, words of wisdom won't weaken. Witness these whatless witless wallies waffling with their weekend. Their wording is Wikipedia, virtually void of vitals versus visceral vintage, but vivid videos. Going viral, I'm your uncle that understands.
Is he doing the alphabet shit right now? One second. I know where we at. Just give me 1 second.
Fire in the booth. Much anticipated part 2. Hold tight, suspense. Listen. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Listen. It's the zeitgeist, Zapatista, Zoroite, Zenith, Zed, Zinc in the zebra, zigzagging zealots, Zilch the zombies and Zionists, he's Zen in his zodiac, fire in the booth, it's a Rostri in the zonies that yapping like Yokozuna in Yemen, YouTube and yoga, Yokozuna and yoga.
That's Z and that's Y.
Feel yodeling in your robe, yelling you're the yardstick of yesteryear, like your bow with a yearning, I'm yawning, this is like a Yeti versus Yoda. I'm an X-ray, your Xerox, I'm Xavier to the X-Men.
Yeah, you doing the alphabet. Okay. You doing the alphabet backwards though. Okay, I peep it.
Eximus, like your Xanax to an extent. A wonderful world is waiting, while weapons wage war, we're weeping. Who's winning? We wish them well, while wicked wizard webs are weaving. They rip us till we're wheezing, words of wisdom won't weaken. Witness these whatless witless wallies waffling with their weekend. Their wording is Wikipedia.
W.
Actually void of vitals versus visceral vintage, but vivid videos going viral.
V.
Your uncle that understands, now it's us with the upper hand. We were underlings, underrated, unhuman to Uncle Sam. There are those thinking tactics to take the throne, though the truth tends to be told you that thesaurus takes its toll. Slithering snakes stipulate systems to sell your soul. Secretly seek social strategy.
He's on S right now. Okay. I see your styles and shit.
Efficacious set in stone, regiments ravage the region. Now it's right for reparations. Rendered refugees can't retract or repair ramifications. Quest across the quarrels on quintessentially qualified critics quake. Quality of my quotes can't be quiet. Quantify people pass prematurely. Pay the price for passivity. Pretext of pillage plunder. Prepared to prolong proximity. People's
P here and P here.
energy pulverized by this possibility. People power is potent. It's the peak of positivity. Oligarch.
People power is potent. There's a peak of positivity. I like that. Yo, let's go, man.
Take the throne, though the truth tends to be told you that thesaurus takes its toll. Slithering snakes stipulate systems to sell your soul. Secretly seek social stratification set in stone. Regiments ravage the region, now it's right for reparations. Rendered refugees can't retract or repair ramifications. Quest across the quarrels on quintessentially qualified critics quake. Quality of my quotes can't be quiet. Quantify people pass prematurely. Pay the price for passivity. Pretext of pillage plunder. Prepared to prolong proximity. People's pathology pulverized by this possibility. People power is potent. It's the peak of positivity. Oligarchs ostracize others. Offer obituaries. Overall, I overstand the odyssey. Optimistically, norms of a nascent nation should never negate. Nature nasty as nefarious. Neocon naysayers for neighbors. This masterful maverick mic man will make you meet your maker. Meanwhile, mercenaries maneuver to meet the majors. Lyrically lack, luster literally lack.
Yo, this guy got skills, man. He already on M, man. Yo, come on, man.
Love, lust, living lavish in luxury. Listeners.
He's on L right now, son. That's bars right there, man. This guy got skills, man. Shout out to Lowkey, man, with his alphabetical backward jump off rhyme right here, yo.
Upper kaleidoscope of kindness, knowledge, knuckles, and kerosene to kill the kleptocracy. Cool the kettle that they kept us in. Jabbing javelins and jingoism, jealousy justified when jeering at jobless is journalism, information industry, interlinked with infantry, instrumentalize identity, implant ignorance instantly. Hackers and handcuffs, harvesters of hatred, hang gliding. Harbingers of harassment, harbor harmful handwriting, gangsters of globalization, glorify glitz and the glam. Give us guidance to the graveyard, they got the gift of the gap. It's flawless, how they fabricate the folklore of defeat and funnel funds for freelance fighters and fawn over fights for freedom. Economics, everything.
He got tongue-tied after he was going to F. He was like, man, what's before F, man? What's before F, man? What's before F? I like that, man. Let's go. He caught himself, though, man. He caught himself, though. he had to catch his breath and whatnot. But I definitely feel that energy. Let's go.
Hosting environment's easy, but the dividends are deadly. Don't dare dream of doing different. Dread our destruction's definitely coming. Economics, everything, exploitation and epidemic. Exhausting environment's easy, but the dividends are deadly. Don't dare dream of doing different. Dread our destruction's definitely coming. As a catalyst, clamour for the capital. Can't counteract the cycle, the catastrophe could cancel all. Bring borders to bear, bombarded with the broken. Basically bribery beckons business.
Hold up, yo.
Definitely coming as a catalyst. Clamour for the capital. Can't counteract the cycle. The catastrophe could cancel all. Bring borders to bear. Bombarded with the broken. Basically bribery beckons business. We are beholden, though accurate answers to all of the above aren't available. I attacked the alphabet again and aced it just to aim at you.
What? Yo, man, that right there, that he did there took mad motherfucking skills. The last person that I ever seen do that shit with like precision like that has to be Papoose and whatnot. Papoose went in, but like he did it backwards and whatnot, and the way that he did it slickly. You know what I mean? I definitely appreciated the freaking cleverness and the skills that it take to actually freaking rap like that and stay focused on the bars and all that type of shit. You know what I mean? Definitely on point, man. That show diversity. You know what I mean? Not a lot of rappers could do that shit, and definitely a dope ass skill.
Easy, but the dividends are deadly. Don't dare dream of doing different. Dread our destruction's definitely coming as a catalyst. Clamour for the capital. Can't counteract the cycle. The catastrophe could cancel all. Bring borders to bear. Bombarded with the broken. Basically bribery beckons business. We are beholden, though accurate answers to all of the above aren't available. I attacked the alphabet again and aced it just to aim at you. They say anything is attainable. Attack the alphabet again and aced.
Perfect.
Love, bro.
Hey, first time he come in and killed the alphabet, assassinated it, and just to take the Mickey, you come in and kill it backwards.
Yeah. Wow.
Yo, man, you come and you did it backwards. Yo, I told you I was gonna figure out what the fuck he was doing, cause I remember the first time he did do the freaking alphabet. I knew. I was listening. I was like, yo, what the fuck, Z? I was like, Z, okay. What the fuck is he doing all these Z words and shit? And then I pick up the Y's and whatnot. I had to rewind it though. I ain't gonna fucking lie. I had to rewind that shit. Once I rewind it and I paid focus and I was paying attention to that shit, I said, hold up, man. This motherfucker's doing the backwards. He's doing the alphabet backwards, man. He's doing the bars. Alphabet backwards bars, man. I'm liking that. Definitely take skills, my G. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Love, bro.
Man, like Lowkey in the building.
Thanks for having me, man.
Pleasure, my G.
Yeah, man.
You ain't done yet, though, are you?
I ain't done it all. Let's do it.
Let's get it, bro.
Let's do it. Yeah. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Turn up! How can I do a fire in the booth when I'm trying just to maintain? And since you don't hear the word fire in the same.
Ooh, I like that shit, man. How can I do a fire in the booth when I'm trying to maintain? When I'm just trying to maintain, and that's what it is, man. Sometimes, man, you just try and maintain and do your thing and whatnot, and just stay focused on your level and shit. But you gotta do a lot of things, so you gotta stay focused and shit, man, and go through shit at the same time. But that's part of life, bro. Let's go.
A fire in the booth when I'm trying just to maintain. And since you don't hear the word fire in the same way, heard screams, splutters, and them gasping for air. That's not bars in a booth. It's so hard to compare. If I use fire as a metaphor, does that disrespect the people that are never more? How does that bomb sound to those that bled in war that we never saw?
How does that bomb sound to the motherfuckers that fought in wars and shit? So he talking about the sound effects of the fire in the booth and whatnot. and how you could compare that shit to fight bombs and war and shit. And you know the war. Yeah, man. That takes focus to do. That's I like that.
Air is a metaphor. Does that disrespect the people that are never more? How does that bomb sound to those that bled in war? That we never
How does the bomb sound for those who had fought in war?
saw? Remember when they settled scores with metal swords at Skeletor? Chinese made gunpowder, no bell.
Hold up, man. How they settle scores like fuck. Hold up.
As in them gasping for air, that's not bars in a booth. It's so hard to compare. If I use fire as a metaphor, does that disrespect the people that are never more? How does that bomb sound to those that bled in war? That we never saw. Remember when they settled scores with metal swords at Skeletor? Chinese made gunpowder.
Metal scores and Skeletor. That motherfucker took it back to He-Man and shit, yo. Alright, let's go, man.
Nobel invented dynamite. They say the guilt in his mind compelled him to design the prize. We know what Einstein's mind was like. How many geniuses we never knew that were deprived of life. I can't philosophize on horrifying flames. We don't have to apologize or qualify our pain. To grenfelize our loved ones of the colonizer's name. Should we let the corporate media lobotomize our brains? You are beautiful.
Oh man, should we let the corporate media debobalize our brain? Debobatize our brain? I done butchered that word right there. Basically, freaking decapitate our brains and take our. Do we have to let the idiot box turn our brains into basic idiots and shit? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's probably that's all it is and whatnot. You know what I mean? At times and whatnot, you watch TV and shit. That shit right there is literally says telling you what the fuck to do. And the funny thing about it is like the majority of motherfuckers is taking heed and just doing it. You know what I mean?
Our loved ones of the colonizer's name. Should we let the corporate media lobotomize our brains? You are beautiful. No matter how this life disfigures you, you're beautiful. Even if that image you emulate isn't you. I don't know if.
Oh, okay. He's talking about here like when you watching what's going on in the media and whatnot. No matter what, you know what I mean, you're freaking beautiful and whatnot. No matter what, if you're not depicted on TV or anywhere else and whatnot. They want you to fucking know that you're freaking beautiful, even though that you're being excluded from excluded from freaking the media and how motherfuckers display minorities and stuff. So I get that. Let's go.
History is linear or cyclical, but no, I'm ridiculed for making invisibles visible. That's why Plato said banish.
I'm ridiculed for making invisibles visible. You know what I mean? And hey, man, I feel like a lot of times, man, the powers that be and whatnot, the people that control whatever, like if they can't control the freaking if they can't control the what is being seen and whatnot, you know what I mean? If they don't have control of everything, then they fight against it. You know what I mean? It's just the same token. Like when you don't understand something and whatnot, you're more likely to hate it and shit. The media and the people that run the fucking systems and whatnot. If they feel like you're doing something that's against them and whatnot, then most likely they're gonna freaking rally around destroying you. You know what I mean? Which is kind of fucked up, but I mean like that's what it is.
It's linear or cyclical, but no, I'm ridiculed for making invisibles visible. That's why Plato said banish poets from the Republic, because they know that we can shake the social system and disrupt it. The land of liberty, they tell us leave it or lump it. When Trump comes to the country, we hope he chokes on his crumpet before we sink in the ocean. Consider this as the omen. And shake the social system and disrupt it. The land of liberty, they tell us leave it or lump it. When Trump comes to the country, we hope he chokes on his crumpet.
He said, yo, when Trump comes in the country, we hope he chokes on his crumpet. Damn. That's the level of hatred right there, son.
emulate isn't you. I don't know if history is linear or cyclical, but no, I'm ridiculed for making invisibles visible. That's why Plato said banish poets from the Republic, because they know that we can shape the social system and disrupt it.
You heard that? That's why Plato banished freaking poets from the Republic, because they know we could shape the poets could basically give light to the people and whatnot, and that's not what what they want. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, they don't want you to change the system. They like the system exactly the way the system is and shit. And basically, at the end of the day, you shaking shit up, man, is just fucking shit up for them and whatnot. So they gonna want to quiet you the best way that they know how to. You know what I mean? It's kind of sad, but I mean, it's kind of true at the same token.
No matter how this life disfigures you, you're beautiful, even if that image you emulate isn't you. Man disrupted the land of liberty. They tell us leave it or lump it. When Trump comes to the country, we hope he chokes on his crumpet before we sink in the ocean. Consider this as an omen. Nature's blessings are ours just because we think that we own them. Never think that you're broken or think that you're no one. Remember, a rope is strong because of strings interwoven. Would they love you more?
You said a rope. Remember why a rope is strong, because it's strings interwoven and whatnot. Meaning, like, yo, don't think you're not powerful because you just won. You know what I mean? If you have a group of motherfuckers intertwined with each other and shit with the same message and shit, that gives you more power. You know what I mean? So let's get together under the same common cause. You know what I mean? Instead of freaking breaking apart and shit and thinking that we don't have power because we're singular. You know what I mean? If we all believe in the same thing and whatnot, we should be able to make big moves together. You know what I mean? What is it? United, we're strong. Divided, we're fall. You know what I mean? Let's go, man.
The omen, nature's blessings are ours just because we think that we own them. Never think that you're broken or think that you're no one. Remember, a rope is strong because of strings interwoven. Would they love you more if you mock the people that you're from? Self-orientalize and believe that you belong. Overcompensate and propagate the image of the imbecile, not uninvolved. Even though you're further from the killing field, take solace in the fact there's always cracks in the monolith. Now we're practically lobbing bricks like Asterix and Obelix. Distracted with gossipists, twisted news and interlude to adverts. No hidden clues to listen to, it's pitiful.
Perfect.
Rosa Luxemburg gave us the simple truth. You won't feel your chains till the day you begin to move. He photographed the corpse.
He said you won't feel your chain till the day you start to move. You know what I mean? Hold up, man. That's bars. That's bars. That's on some weird level of truth and shit, yo.
Distracted with gossipists, twisted news and interlude to adverts. No hidden clues to listen to, it's pitiful.
Perfect.
Rosa Luxemburg gave us the simple truth. You won't feel your chains till the day you begin to move. He photographed.
You won't feel your change till the day that you start to move and whatnot. You understand what that means and shit, yo? Yo. You ain't gonna know you in chains. You ain't gonna know you locked up. You ain't gonna know you a slave and shit. You ain't gonna know that you being taken advantage of. You ain't gonna know that motherfuckers is sticking something in your back and shit until you start to freaking move and hear and see and actually move against the machine, and then you see that, okay, when I take these 2 steps and shit, there's like 500 people trying to stop me from taking 5 more steps. And the 5 more steps and those people in front of you are those chains that you have on your freaking body and shit. You know what I mean? So that's some deep ass shit that motherfucker just said. I just heard it. I was like, yo, amongst all that shit that he was saying about, I was like, whoa. Bars. You know what I mean? Let's go, man.
Believe that you belong, overcompensate and propagate the image of the imbecile, not uninvolved. Even though you're further from the killing field, take solace in the fact there's always cracks in the monolith. Now we're practically lobbing bricks like Asterix and Obelix, distracted with gossipists, twisted news and interlude to adverts, no hidden clues to listen to is pitiful.
Perfect.
Rosa Luxemburg gave us the simple truth: you won't feel your chains till the day you begin to move. He photographed the corpse and they flung him in the cage. Those that signed off on the cladding are still receiving their wage. Helicopters hover. Berg gave us the simple truth: you won't feel your chains till the day you begin to move. He photographed the corpse and they flung him in the cage. Those that signed off.
He photographed the corpse and they flew him in the cage. You know what I mean? it's like, yo, that's you could only do so much. You know what I mean? And then you realize what the hell is going on. Exactly what I was fucking trying to say. You know what I mean? Or exactly what I did say. You know?
The cladding are still receiving their wage. Helicopters hover close, pictures for the front page. Tried to speak, all I really felt deep was numb rage. How could they see this pain at such a young age? Leaning out the window, screaming for help, but none came. If it bleeds, it leads. The trauma tourists, they gravitate. Shock doctrine in effect, disaster capitalists salivate. Privatization, deregulation and austerity. 0-hour contracts, exploitation and precarity. Adults didn't make it, the children to be fostered. Save pennies on the block, drop 20 million on the opera. We see through your cold plans, your program. 0-hour contracts, exploitation and precarity. Adults didn't make it, the children to be fostered. Save pennies on the block, drop 20 million on the opera.
Oh, love.
Deregulation and austerity. 0-hour contracts, exploitation and precarity. Adults didn't make it, the children to be fostered. Save pennies on the block, drop 20 million on the opera.
Save pennies on the block, drop millions at the opera. Hold up, man. Let me hear that one more time.
Deregulation and austerity. 0-hour contracts, exploitation and precarity. Adults didn't make it, the children to be fostered. Save pennies on the block, drop 20 million on the opera.
Save pennies on the block, drop 20 millions at the opera. I can't get it.
Tourists, they gravitate. Shock doctrine in effect, disaster capitalists salivate. Privatization, deregulation and austerity. 0-hour contracts, exploitation and precarity. Adults didn't make it, the children to be fostered. Save pennies on the block, drop 20 million on the opera.
Damn, drop 20 millions at the opera. The children's got to be fostered. Yeah, it's like on some real shit, yo. It's like I'm thinking what he's trying to say is like, yo, on some real shit. You know what I mean? You save money, where where you should actually be spending money on and shit. You know what I mean? But where you actually spending the money is on freaking opera. Shit that doesn't really matter in the long run for helping people out, just for pure entertainment, the entertainment of yourselves and your friends and whatnot. But meanwhile, there's kids that are orphans and people that need that money, but actually, you know, you probably spending money, the pennies over there, you know what I mean? But you spending the big money on freaking relaxation. And that's kind of freaking lopsided when it comes down to actually investing in communities that need help. You know what I mean? But anyways, yo, let's go what it is. Let's go.
We see through your cold plans, your program is done. We don't want a prime minister that holds hands with Trump. We don't want DJs doing...
We don't want a freaking prime minister that holds hands with Trump. Damn.
And austerity, 0-hour contracts, exploitation and precarity. Adults didn't make it, the children to be fostered. Save pennies on the block, drop 20 million on the opera. We see through your cold plans, your program is done. We don't want a prime minister that holds hands with Trump. We don't want DJs doing shows on military compounds. Can't trivialize fire or hit.
We don't want DJs doing freaking shows on military compound. You help me out, guys. I don't know what that is about. You know what I mean? I understand what's a DJ. I also understand what's a military compound. I just want to know what he's referring to. You know what I mean?
Any more bomb sounds, how can I smile when I know the remains are still not found? And echoing in my mind is exactly how the sobs sound. They say we're criminals for syllables and stanzas when they subsidize the killers, tools, the pillagers and bankers who were the engines of history. People like me and you who got massacred for the right to vote at Peterloo. It was Imagineers and the artists that top of the martyrs, William Cuffy and the chartists rebel and resist, even through something small. Create windows with words and mirrors where once were walls. Manure contributes to the beauty of a rose. Why can't we accept our pain as something that helps us grow? They wonder why.
Yo, how come we can't accept our pain as something that allows us to grow? You know what I mean? I feel him on that level. You know what I mean? Because whenever you feel pain and whatnot, that's something that you actually going through that should help you move forward. You know what I mean? Or move back if you take it the wrong way. If you take the pain and not learn from it and shit, you're gonna regress. You know what I mean? But if you take the pain and learn from it, you're gonna always push forward and whatnot. So I really like what he said in that level. You know what I mean? Take the pain and progress and move forward. You know.
And the artists that top of the martyrs, William Cuffy and the chartists rebel and resist, even through something small. Create windows with words and mirrors where once were walls. Manure contributes to the beauty of a rose. Why can't we accept our pain as something that helps us grow? They wonder why songs that make you cry are more moving, cause crying's the only thing that we were born doing. They tell us.
He said, "Wow, whoa, 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 whoa."
Rebel and resist, even through something small. Create windows with words and mirrors where once were walls. Manure contributes to the beauty of a rose. Why can't we accept our pain as something that helps us grow? They wonder why songs that make you cry are more moving, cause crying's the only thing that.
He said, "Man, they wonder why the songs that make us cry make us more to move forward." Let me see. He said
To the beauty of a rose. Why can't we accept our pain as something that helps us grow? They wonder why songs that make you cry are more moving, cause crying's the only thing that we were born doing.
He said, or more movement, because crying was the only thing that we was born doing. You know what I mean? And you could take that anyway as like, you could take it in two ways. You know what I mean? As like when you was freshly born and shit. A lot of kids, you know what I mean, they crying when they come out their freaking mom's womb and whatnot. A lot of babies do that, you know what I mean? Or you could say like, yo, we're struggling and shit, and we trying to make it through every day, living from slums to whatever, from the hood and all that type of shit, from anywhere that lower income living and shit, you know what I mean? And we living for the day to day and whatnot. We struggling and that shit forces us to cry and whatnot. So that's another way you could take it. Freaking born from the womb or everyday struggle crying. You know what I mean? That's there you go, man. Let's go. Pardon me. That was gross. That was gross.
Rebel and resist, even through something small. Create windows with words and mirrors where once were walls. Manure contributes to the beauty of a rose.
Ooh, he said freaking, I missed that, yo. He said creating windows with words, man. Meaning like, yo, creating a freaking way out with words and shit. You know what I mean? This is bars, man. Sometimes you miss them bars and you like, whoa, that shit is fucking deep, man. How the fuck did I miss that, yo?
And the artists that top of the martyrs, William Cuffy and the chartists rebel and resist, even through something small. Create windows with words and mirrors where once were walls. Manure.
And Windows when they were, damn, man, that was.
And the artists that top of the martyrs, William Cuffy and the chartists rebel and resist, even through something small. Create windows with words and mirrors where once were walls. Manure.
And mirrors when there was once manure. Is it manure? Like shit? You know what I mean? mirrors when it was once when I don't know, man. Tell me what he said right there, man. Leave it in the comment section. I think I got that shit wrong, man. But let's go, man.
Contributes to the beauty of a rose. Why can't we accept our pain as something that helps us grow? They wonder why songs that make you cry are more moving, cause crying's the only thing that we were born doing. They tell us tea is tradition to the English. When I look around this island, not a tea plantation in it. Earl Grey gave 20 million.
They said tea is something for England, but I have never seen in the island. I don't see no tea plantations. Oh shit.
To the slave traders, multipolar world. Now the Indians are space raiders. Freedom to be even or merely alienate labor. Freedom for fossil fuelers to desecrate and invade nature. Albert was an immigrant. Prince Philip is an immigrant. Where the Celts, Normans, and the Anglo-Saxons English then. The word sugar, cotton, and rice come from Arabic. Now we import democracy to civilize the Saracens. Analyzing planets when this backwater was wilderness. Seems we're still obsessed with immortality like Gilgamesh. Pessimism of intellect, optimism of will. Where the skin of their victims is syndrome Buffalo Bill. In times of permanent war, there's always someone to kill. But when life and death are virtual, almost mesh pessimism of intellect, optimism of will. Where the skin of their victims is syndrome Buffalo Bill. In times of permanent war, there's always someone to kill. But when life and death are virtual, almost nothing is real. They got my snapshots in a padlock box, but settle with the heavy metal. This is rap, not rock. It's fire in the booth, but man's not hot.
It's fire in the booth, but man, not hot.
The virtual, almost nothing is real. They got my snapshots in a padlock box, but settle with the heavy metal. This is rap, not rock. It's fire in the booth, but man's not hot. I just got genius bars like a laptop shop.
He said I just got genius bars like a laptop chop.
But when life and death are virtual, almost nothing is real. They got my snapshots in a padlock box, but settle with the heavy metal. This is rap, not rock. It's fire in the booth, but man's not hot. I just got genius bars like a laptop shop. They wanna know.
Like a laptop shop. I just got genius bars like a laptop shop. You know how it be? I like that bar right there. That's sick right there.
It's a syndrome Buffalo Bill. In times of permanent war, there's always someone to kill. But when life and death are virtual, almost nothing is real. They got my snapshots in a padlock box, but settle with the heavy metal. This is rap, not rock. It's fire in the booth, but man's not hot. I just got genius bars like a laptop shop. They wanna know if I got a flow or I'm gonna blow. Back like Geronimo Pratt, let's rock and roll.
Back like Geronimo. I don't know if he's talking about the same Geronimo I'm talking about. I'm thinking in my head, but like, yo, that was. I don't think he was. I think he's talking about. Yeah. Let me go back.
It's fire in the booth, but man's not hot. I just got genius bars like a laptop shop. They wanna know if I got a flow or I'm gonna blow. Back like Geronimo Pratt, let's rock and roll. I never sold my soul for a pot of gold. Now feel this.
I like that, man. I never sold my soul for a pot of gold. You know what I mean? And if you know what I think what he's talking about there, he's like creativity. He never sold out, meaning like if somebody asks him to change his bars and things like that, or in general, like in life and whatnot, yo, I never sold out, meaning like I've never done something that I didn't agree with doing just for money, you know what I mean? Which is deep. That shows the Lowkey's power and energy and where he's coming from, you know what I mean? And that's a sign of a real man.
Solid knowledge in your collarbone, subject to propaganda that terrifies the slumbered, but the albums still sell. You can verify the numbers, collective rise or die. Protect your mind or suffer. Life is paradise to some and a paradise to others. While these Twitter routines are sinking in screens and thinking in memes, they blink in this machine is pimping their dreams. I think it's obscene, as sick as
thinking this machine is pimping their dreams and shit, yo. Yo, man, I mean, like he ain't lying and shit, yo, because at the end of the day, you on Twitter and shit, and you tweeting all this nonsense. You on freaking Instagram. You Instagramming a whole bunch of nonsense and on Facebook or on YouTube or whatever and whatnot. But like at the end of the day, if you realistically look at who's making the majority of that money and shit, it's not you being a YouTube creator, man, or a freaking creator everywhere else and whatnot. It's the motherfuckers running the freaking sites and doing that type of shit, man. They're just a pimp. They're pimping you. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? So if they're pimping you, you might as well freaking put out material that's worth listening to rather than putting these I don't know, man. You could do whatever the fuck you want, you know what I mean? But like I ain't gonna fucking put out shit that I don't believe in. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what I'm about. You know what I mean? It took me a long time to actually find something that would be worth for me to freaking do on social media. You know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah. So yeah. Be wise about what you put on, because you being pimp, I'm being pimp, we all being pimped. You know what I mean? So let's go.
It seems they don't know what lyrical invincibility means. Barge through screens and thinking in memes. They blink in this machine, is pimping their dreams. I think it's obscene, as sick as it seems. They don't know what lyrical invincibility means.
They don't know what lyrical invincibility means.
Barge through for part 2, I can't lose. Labels astroturfing, trying to make it look grassroots. Gone are the days we sold our CDs from the car boot. Sharpshooter shooting hard.
You talking about back in the days, man. We sold our CDs from the car shoot.
Dreams, I think it's obscene, as sick as it seems. They don't know what lyrical invincibility means. Barge through for part 2, I can't lose. Labels astroturfing, trying to make it look grassroots. Gone are the days we sold our CDs from the car boot. Sharpshooter
We sold our CDs from the car. You know, I feel that I like that old school swag, man. Let's go, man.
In harpoons through your chart tunes, so pain in the eyes of a retired fireman, knowing he couldn't save a child, survived the frying pan. When we riot, we disquiet the Leviathan. Forget Iron Man, I got an Iron Lion's diaphragm. My salutation to those with imagination, most anticipated, and that's no exaggeration. The flag doesn't exist. Let me back up that statement. What happens to the nation if the Queen has a tax haven? What's commonsensical is sensible to question. What seems to be a lesson is intellectual repression. Say the ting goes as expression of aggression. Remember, there's 2 victims on either side of the weapon.
Remember, there's 2 victims on either side of the weapon. Remember, there's 2 victims on either side of the weapon. Yo, let me tell you something. That is the deepest. That's a fact, yo. You know what I mean? Like, listen, when you shoot somebody and whatnot, man, or when you stab somebody or whatever and whatnot, you become a victim one way or another and shit. You can never unkill somebody, you know what I mean? As a person that does that shit, you know what I mean? As and the person that gets killed and whatnot, that's another victim, you know what I mean? You're scarred either way, you know what I mean? So you have to be careful on how you use your powers and whatnot. So that's a deep ass bar right there. I like that, son.
What's commonsensical is sensible to question. What seems to be a lesson is intellectual repression. Say the ting goes as expression of aggression. Remember, there's 2 victims on either side of the weapon. We won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Listen, check it. Power to those that read bell hooks. Power to those that sell books. Power to those that know how the inside.
I like that. Power to sell for those who sell books. You know what I mean? A lot of people need to be doing more reading nowadays, man. It's like motherfuckers don't read no more, yo. Let's go.
If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Listen, check it. Power to those that read bell hooks. Power to those that sell books. Power to those that know how the inside of a cell looks. All those feeling helpless, forgotten or discarded. Power to the strange fruit they thought was rotten in the garden. Power to those sitting alone, seeking knowledge in the. Power to those feeling stained or your tomorrow isn't tarnished. Power to those that sweep the streets with more knowledge than PhDs. Power to those that keep their keys, return his promise, please.
And now he's giving, like, he's just shouting out people that don't usually get the power that the energy and power that they need and whatnot. And he's saying, yo, man, we got to give you guys some power and whatnot. You know what I mean? Stay strong and whatnot. Let's go.
believe. Power to those that suffer in silence, those it hurts to hear. Power to those that hold their ground. Power to those that persevere. Power to those that love humanity more than they love style. Power to immigrants, probably raising Donald Trump's child. Power to the
power to immigrants, probably raising Donald Trump's child.
Imagine what sight is, those staring at the moon and all those working night shifts. Power to the readers, the writers, the illiterate. Power to those that struggle to decolonize their syllabus. Power to the shy ones who will struggle to make friends and a half of humanity worth less than 8 men. Power to those that risk their life to dig the colton from the ground. For the mic I'm spitting on and the phone you're holding now. Power to those that
for the mic that I'm spitting on. I like
build a stadium.
He sounds like right now he's freestyling off the top of his dome and whatnot, because the way he's spitting and whatnot, it sounds like a straight up freestyle and shit. You know what I mean? I miss it. You know what I mean? It sounds dope because it like a good freestyle is like a chain reaction in your brain and whatnot. When you it's like you're talking and words come in and you just keep on going and whatnot. And you look at and like when he said the thing about the mic and shit, you could kind of tell that he just looked at the mic and the mic came out his mouth and shit, and it'll lead him somewhere else. Like, let me show you. Watch.
Power to the readers, the writers, the illiterate. Power to those that struggle to decolonize their syllabus. Power to the shy ones who will struggle to make friends and a half of humanity worth less than 8 men. Power to those that risk their life to dig the colton from the ground. For the mic I'm spitting on and the phone you're holding now. Power to those that build a state.
Like when he said the mic you spitting on, if you look at his eyes was looking at the mic, and then he said power to the mic I'm spitting on. Yeah, man, I'm not talking about new age. I'm talking about like he basically did it off the freaking fly of his brain and whatnot. You know what I mean? And that takes skills. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people could do that shit.
They're playing in. Power to those that mold the grass and stitch the ball that they're playing with. Every rapper that doesn't rap about killing. Power to the builders who build.
Yeah. Every rapper that raps about freaking not killing and shit. Hold on. I gotta say it correct.
Power to the shy ones who will struggle to make friends and a half of humanity worth less than 8 men. Power to those that risk their life to dig the colton from the ground. For the mic I'm spitting on and the phone you're holding now. Power to those that build a stadium they're playing in. Power to those that mold the grass and stitch the ball that they're playing with. Every rapper that doesn't rap about killing. Power to the
every rapper that don't talk about killing. I wish there was more freaking music about not killing. Cause I mean, like at the end of the day, you know what I mean. We could talk about like freaking. I'm not gonna even go in there. Let me go.
Builders who build buildings that outlived them. Power to the slaves of ancient Greece. Never had the right to vote. Democracy dead like Gary Webb when they import it like it's cold. Power to those that write to prison. Power to those writing home. Power to those writing poems. Power to those that died alone. Power to Curtis Mayfield.
Power to those who died alone. That's deep right there, man.
Power to Ronald Isley. Power to the fishermen that were forced into piracy. Power for every person that is working.
Power to the fishermen that was forced to become pirates. If you don't get that, it's like you don't get this. You don't get the definition of struggle. You know what I mean? A lot of times, man, not having means to be able to work and whatnot will force you to do a lot of freaking things that you would never think that you would do in life. You know what I mean? And that's why I understand what you're talking about. Power to the fishermen that was forced to be pirates.
In the library, power to every nurse that we turn to in our times of need. Power to the unions and the miners that should punish. Power to those that drive the buses and those that collect the rubbish. Power to the youth desiring the truth. Power for every rapper that is dying for a fire in the booth. For those that
fire to every rapper that is dying for a fire in the booth. That's a fact, man. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. Let's.
Slims to King, Leopold's quota, and those risking their lives for the P&O to Dover. Power to union leaders, murder by. Power to victims of this globalized Cosa Nostra. Power to those dying on the shores and the borders. Power to human beings that were rendered fauna and flora. Power to those that, after the stage show and carnival goers, still haunted by Kelso Cole Crane's ghost. Power to Kevin Carter, his picture taunts us ever after. So many questions never answered. Remember the last words of عبد المحسن السعدون الأمة تنتظر الخدمة الإنجليز لا يوافقون power to El Jawahiri in his rebellions. They killed his brother Ja'far and he cursed the rotten Thamesians. Enlightened despots pursuing tactics Machiavellian. Chinese still preceded Europe a millennium. Think about it, printed press half a millennium. Never get close, power to Ken Loach and every volunteer in Lesbos. Cuban doctors sent to Sri Lanka for the tsunami. Power to those that cleaned up after the Bullingdon parties. Kids knowing Apple products before they know what an apple is. Forgotten like passengers on the USS. Most Cuban doctors sent to Sri Lanka for the tsunami. Power to those that cleaned up after the Bullingdon parties. Kids knowing Apple products before they know what an apple is. Forgotten like passengers.
He said, kids are knowing Apple products before they know something. I don't know what he said, guys. Put it down in the comment section for me if you guys know. Because that sounds like some deep ass shit he just spit just now, man. Let's go.
On the USS Indianapolis, dying days before they could see what little boys damaged it on the precipice of fascism. My passiveness is cancerous. Power to those strong enough to dream. Power to those that chose not to be a cog in the machine. Power to those that love first and hate.
I like that, man. Power to those strong enough to dream. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people won't tell you, man. Like dream your dreams and whatnot. If you work hard enough, and I know you probably heard that shit a lot, you know what I mean, and it sounds like really redundant and whatnot. But if you put your time and effort into anything that you dream of and whatnot, you can make that shit happen. You know what I mean? The only reason why people never able to freaking fulfill their dreams and whatnot because of the crutches that they put on themselves and whatnot. So like when he said that, man, power to the motherfuckers that dream and shit. That's a fact, man. When you dream, you can make them dreams happen. You just gotta be proactive with the shit. You know what I mean? You can't just be dreaming. You can be, I want to be a superstar, and then you sit down in your freaking chair and freaking watch TV. Or I want to be a rapper and just like sit down and watch TV and shit, and not freaking do anything to progress, to make that shit happen. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Never power to those that sleep on the streets through grey weather. Power to Aziz Ali and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Power to Norman Baker.
Ooh, he said power to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Yo, Bone Thug fans, yo, he just shout out y'all, man. You know, you already know. That's what's up. Let's go.
David Kelly's own artery, power to the genocided population of Tasmania. The internet descends to Trump-tastic fantasia. Let them try quote this. You'll never find a better diagnosis than collective psychosis. It's getting quite hopeless, but hope is all we have. Trying to cultivate the positive, not focus on the bad, but the globe's under attack. The obnoxious rage of a fake intellectual. Amazing grace in the age of the spectacle. Not the first time they found a race is selectable to raise to the pedestal and desecrate the place that translates the decimal. I don't want to tempt fate. Power to corpse washers like AM day. Power to language learners, Bernie Sanders fans, to flag burners. One man's inertia is another man's purpose. In the utopia of song, we are victorious, but the bittersweet reality's not this glorious. Power to Coltrane watching Malcolm X. Power to Paul Robeson under house arrest.
Yo, man, he doing it, man. He doing it, man. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Power to Galileo under house arrest. Power to Ibn Haytham under house arrest. Forgive me if I sound obsessed. Forgive me if I sound depressed. Believe me, that's not how it's meant. They probably thought.
He said, forgive me if I sound depressed. That's not how it's meant.
I couldn't come back and kill the alphabet. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Say el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. Say el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Say el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. Thank you very much.
Charlie got hype.
I feel like I've just been to university for 5 years.
He said, I feel like I've been to the university for 5 years, man. Charlie. Shout out to Charlie Clip, you know what I mean? Yo, definitely gangster track, yo. I mean, like, yeah, dope ass fire in the booth and whatnot. I think I like the first one better, but I mean, like, this one goes in as well, you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely very a lot of energy in this. Where he covers a lot of grounds and whatnot, a lot of positive, a lot of freaking politics, and a lot of freaking things that's going on in the communities and whatnot. You know what I mean? Definitely a good vibe. You know what I mean? A lot of information going into this track right here. I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? I hope you guys felt it like I did. You know what I mean? If you guys enjoyed it like I did, you already know what to do, man. Put that junk in the comment section. Tell me what your favorite bar is and the freaking whole entire shit. You know what I mean? Last and not least and whatnot. Yo, I'm not talking about last and last. I'm not talking about last and not least yet. If you guys want any tracks or any type of video done, you know what I mean? You already know what I do. Put it down in the comment section all day long, you know what I mean? This is right here is my thumb. I want you to take your thumb and put it all the way up there with the thumbs up all day long, all day long. Smack that like button, you know what I mean? Last but not least, and that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Another way you guys should show me some love and attention, love and support and whatnot. I don't know why I'm freaking talking like this because this. I guess it's because this was a long freaking video to do. You know what I mean? But yeah. Show me some love and support is by subscribing to the channel right down there all day long, all day long, all day long. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. I'm going to check you guys out next time on the next video. Peace out, one love, fam, and I'm out. Yeah.